The magic exams have begun, and I am in massive fear. Things are about to take a turn for the worse. I absolutely hope not, but like, boy, am I nervous. Specifically with Fern and her situation with Ubel, and I'm nervous. I'm very nervous how they're going to approach that. I mean, it makes sense. And I talked about it extensively last time about how we can progress Fern's character overall and the things that she can learn and experience through this. But I don't want to see it happen. You know, I don't want to see the bad things happen. But maybe I do. Maybe we see her rise to the occasion and be special. You know, be different. That'd be awesome. Very excited to see what else is going to come here. This is a Toho show. It will be blocked at some point. So usually the video get blocked 2 or 3 weeks later, and then I just remove it. So a lot of people have already seen it, and then you guys can just click the link in the description if you're watching later and still want to watch it. However, they've weirdly been getting on me initially, like the moment I try and upload though. So I've been muting audio right at the beginning, like to the entire reaction portion, putting a link in the description if anybody still wants to watch it there. But just so you know exactly what's happening, because it is kind of annoying now that it is, and I still haven't been able to figure anything. I've been testing some things, but nothing seems to really be working about how to get around Toho and their copyright detection that they have automatic, or if they also just have somebody manually coming in and doing it for whatever reason. So yeah, I'm working on what I can do, but sorry, it seems like all Toho shows are going to be like this. I'm probably, if they continue like this though, because it is pretty annoying, at a certain point I'm either just going to mute it and you guys are just going to unfortunately have to deal with it that way, or I'm just not going to do Toho shows anymore. I'll do like FRIEREN and Apothecary till it's over, but we might just have to put a stop to them in total afterwards, just because they're too annoying for me to constantly have to deal with. But we'll figure out, and we're just working around the way that we can. I guess worst situation, like I said, we just keep doing it and just mute the audio, and unfortunately you have to watch it like that, but at least there's something out there, right? I don't know. We'll just go along and we'll see. If you like it all though, hit the like and subscribe to me. Not to me, feel free to stick around for the discussion. Let me know comments if this was our series. We go on with episode 19. Want to make our plans, lads.
リュウトの初戦闘だな。怖いのか、ハイゼン。
Of course.
そうか。なら。怖いの？
It's a surprise for you?
そうか。僕も怖い。
何この会話。
他の冒険者を真似て鼓舞するつもりだったんだが、すまない。うまくいかなかったみたいだ。
いや、おかげで緊張がほぐれた。ヒンメル、自然体でいいですよ。こういうのはきっと冒険の仲間ごとに変わってくるものです。
Everybody operates different with different people, you know? They might fight all the time, but at the end of the day, look at them. They're my favorite couple. Dude, they got a bird already? Oh, that was easy. Fern does not look happy. Or is she just tired? I thought that was a whole thing. I've been waiting for this. Fun way to visualize it. So what do we do exactly? I ain't got no ideas. We could probably lure them with something. What if there's only like 3 to eliminate a bunch of people? That would make sense. It's the one that sent the bird at you.
鳥を捕まえる魔法。今よりもずっと魔法使いが多くて、魔法が一般的だった時代に、狩猟を生業とする一族が編み出した民間魔法だ。そういえば魔法で動きを封じていたね。でもあれは鳥じゃなくて魔物じゃ。民間魔法だからね。
Should work.
大雑把に鳥みたいなやつは全部捕らえられるみたい。強力な拘束。
You would hope at least. I think.
なんでそれを黙っていたんだよ。
You didn't
それ
ask.
を使えば昨日の時点で捕まえられていたじゃねえか。
I didn't know
ない
yesterday.
んだよね。この魔法の射程は50センチ。
We never got
そこ
that
までは近
close.
づかないとダメなんだ。
So that's our challenge. It's just getting
50
close.
現状あと一歩ってところだね。
ずいぶんでっけえ一歩だな。
That's like the step.
一応確認だけど、二人の魔法じゃシュティレの足止めは難しいんだよね。
うまく凍らせられれば可能だろうが、魔力に敏感な上に頑丈で凍りにくい。多分動きを封じる前に逃げられちゃう。
雨みたいに分散していれば大量の水でもすぐに操れるんだけど、でも水に魔力を込めたら魔力に敏感なシュティレは絶対に寄ってこないだろうね。
寄ってこない。
Gotta be honest, through all her explaining there, I ain't even got a clue which direction they're gonna go. I don't know if I'm just dumb or if it just isn't obvious, but it's probably the first one. That's okay.
確かに悪くはねえが、リスクが高えな。
Well, worst situation, we gotta wait 3 more years.
怖
いのロビーヌ。
Yeah. Who the fuck would you ask that?
わかったよ。
Alright, let's
や
go.
ってやろうじゃねえか。
こんな戦いを避けるのも魔法使いだ。
Sounds like it's
その前に
raining.
水の補充だな。確か中央に湖があったはずだ。
That's not good. Here we go.
しかしシュティレが早い段階で確保できてよかった。
Somebody holding it, or did we just leave it? Shouldn't have somebody stayed with it?
第一次試験は通過で。
試験区域を囲むように結界が張られているんですよね。
ああ、試験では定番だね。塵すら通さない強力な対物理結界だよ。
もしかして水も通さないんですか？
あ、
私たちは水を持ち歩けます。でも同じ生き物であるシュティレはそうはいかない。
それに気がついた連中が最大の水場である湖の周りに張り込んでいるわけか。
We're definitely about to have a fucking run-in, dude.
がにそれはきついって。すでに喉カラカラなんだけど。
I want
小さ
some.
な池くらいなら探せばあるだろ
それ衛生的にどうなの？
Oh, fuck.
煮沸すればなんとか。
Oh. Turn quick on it, dude. Oh, fuck. Yeah, she's gonna get where she wants it. Look at you, made for each other. Alrighty.
めんどくせえな。殺すつもりで撃ったんだぜ。今のに反応できんのかい。
だって言ったら。
なら言葉は不要だな。
You refuse, you fucking die. I don't think that's gonna happen. That is a oh my god. That's what we're doing though with the water.
湖の方向。
Turning the whole thing to ice.
何をやっておる。早くどかせ。
電源どうする？
Just let it be.
時間と労力の無駄だ。では第2パーティーから奪う。これだけ暴れたということはシュティレを捕獲する算段があるという。
Yeah, so we're best to avoid that. We find the remaining. The little lake. Well, everybody else is in a massive standoff. These two are just gonna fight, of course.
このまま一度ばらけよう。
But she wanted to fight.
シュティレはもうここには寄りつかん。行くぞ。あ、あっちだ。それに気がついた連中が他の水場を探しているよ。
I would love if we just build bro up here like he knows absolutely everything and what he's doing just for him to fail.
練った入念な計画だ。それを紐解かん限りどうにもならん。
Oh, what the fuck?
物にやられたか。
Ugh. These poor souls. Okay, you don't gotta touch it, dude.
もう死んでいる。
I think we can fucking see that.
じいさん、せめて下ろしてあげようよ。
見えていないわけではないだろう。上空を旋回している。
The big old
1
bird.
匹や2匹ではない。
Mm.
死体には魔法がかけられた。
のがいる場所を試験区域に選ぶだなんて、受験者が死ぬのを何とも思っていないみたいだ。
No, they expect better of you.
級の試験を受けるのが初めてだったな。
This is just a
理由は極
norm.
めて単純だ。この程度で死ぬやつは一級魔法使いにはいらないという。
If you're stupid enough to take it when you're not qualified, that's on you.
魔法使いの質を気にしているからな。
Mm-hmm.
魔法使いに質などいらん。一級魔法使いはただ単に権威の象徴であればいい。魔
Mm.
法使いとしての力量がいくらあっても人心を掌握できなければ無力も同じ。
Damn.
わし大きな力は恐れられる。恐れの権威など長続きせん。それに魔法は誇り高いものでも何でもない。
なるほど。あんたくらい弱いのがちょうどいいってわけだ。
言ってくれるな。
It's just a way to make himself feel
お前
better.
くらいなら目をつむっていても勝てるわ。
The little water that remains. You found your tiny little lake. Uh-oh. They still got no clue what their plan is here. We've also only seen one group who actually has one, so we can't just steal it from someone else. Unless we just take it from Fern, but that's kind of fucked. Not that it would matter, I guess.
全然探知できないね、第2パーティー。
魔力を隠して潜伏しているな。
シュティレなら感知だ。こ
Oh.
の水場にはもう近づかないだろう。
こんなことして何が。そっか、どこかに魔力を込めていない水場がある。
Isolate it until there's only one, force them all into one specific area. Easy to find as a result, yeah.
試験区域は広大だ。
I figured it would be
す
something
る魔法使いを見つけられる。
similar to that when we get rid of the large body of water,
ど
but
うせ奴ら
okay.
は居場所を教え。
場がある可能性はまだあるけど。
That's fine. This is enough.
使える水場が制限されるだけでも十分だよ。じゃあ私はここでシュティレを待ち伏せするよ。
She was in her meditation state. Holy
マ
fuck.
ジかよ。魔力って完全に消せるもんなんだな。完全じゃないよ。さすがに動けば少しは魔力が漏れる。ほら。
わかんねえよ。
What the fuck is that? She's just unbothered by it. What's up, brother? I love that. God, how long? There we go. What if the big ass bird ate it though? Patience. Oh. Nice. Excellently done, FRIEREN. And then we found out she just didn't. Got away. I wasted your whole day.
これで大
Oh
体
no.
突破だ。
Oh no. Oh, she got it. Alright, we're good.
いや、
Oh,
見つけた。やはり魔法を使いよった。
gotcha.
優秀な魔法
Now the hard part
だ
starts.
けはごまかせ。
誰かに探知された。早くここから
And that girl can just teleport. Yep. Oh. That's tough.
逃げるのがもう遅いみたいだ。
Now everyone fucking just goes at it. We're running out of time, too.
ドラガーテ。これでほど。
Were they gonna stand off the whole day? Like, we passed so much time. Oh, that's fire.
洗練されていて隙がないけれど古い戦い方だ。私のおじいちゃんと戦っているみたい。一般攻撃使わないように言われてますから。あなたの師匠の方針なのね。
Must be an old
こ
motherfucker.
の時代の魔法使いならそれだけで十分だと。そう。
She said y'all lack that shit.
ビアベルが相手だったら今頃は死んでいたわよ。
So you're just saying you're
それ
weak?
はおかしいです。この中で一番強いの
Ooh.
はあなたですよね。
She don't look it? Looks ain't everything.
ビアベルは魔
Constant
法軍の
smile.
担当と戦ってきた北部魔法隊の隊長よ。戦ってる子多分殺されて
I
るわよ。
hope not. That's my girl, dude.
そうですか。
Polls are now drawing closer. And I'm assuming next week we're gonna have a lot of shit going down. It's starting to feel like that. So that makes me rather excited for it. I'm left with a lot of questions, like regarding Fern, I think, and like how the fuck was her group able to capture one so easily and so quickly? Like, we didn't get to see it all, and they were just like, oh yeah, this happened, by the way. Like, how were they able to, if we had to see FRIEREN and her group go out of the way here in order to get one? It makes me really wonder exactly how they were able to stay so calm and find one with absolutely no issue. I don't know. Maybe we'll never get our answer. Maybe it doesn't even matter. I think it matters, but maybe it doesn't. And I don't know. I don't focus on the wrong things, but I just cannot believe that they were able to still capture one when everybody else is struggling so damn hard. And a majority of the other group seem to just not even focus on catching one on their own, but rather let somebody else do it and then go after them and attack them and steal it from them and just overwhelm them. That's like insane to me that she was able to in her group. And I'm assuming it was her. We haven't seen anything from the others that would prove that they're smart enough and, you know, to be able to do strategies like this. And, you know, she seems to probably be able to be the one who came up with whatever the idea was in order to do this. So I don't know, maybe her time of just being patient, you know, and being calm and kind of taking in all the things that she's learned with FRIEREN over the years has actually really helped her to that point of being able to just figure shit like this out easily. I don't know, but good for her and good for them, at least for now, until things actually start going bad here and they have to start fighting, which has already started to begin, but I'm assuming will only be ramped up from this point on. We take a slower approach with, I think, the first half of the episode, explaining the setup and what the plans are going forward with FRIEREN and her group, her taking real control over the other two and really forcing them into like understanding that we need to do this and like we have this plan and we have to set all this into motion and how things are going to go, and kind of the use of everybody's abilities into one, making everyone useful in the group and actually allowing each other to, I don't know, contribute properly to make this work and help the group progress into the next part of this test. And then we get to see all the other groups after we get to see Fern and her group and the decisions that they choose to make and how they want to go about things. We get introduced to a lot of the other groups. A lot of names and things were kind of flashed on screen. I didn't get all of them. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea who half of them are. We do get introduced to the older man, who I think his name was Denkin. Denkin's an interesting one, if that is. He is somebody who I could have seen us going comedic route. Let's just jump, you know, to a point where he's so calm and so like calculating in his situations here, calling other people foolish and dumb for the things that they're kind of doing, and the approaches that they're taking, as if he's better than them, as if he understands more, he has so much more experience, in the way that he's kind of just explaining everything too, and how he's explained over time that just the people who are like more talented or powerful or whatever just aren't the best when it comes to it, because they don't actually fully understand everything. They fully don't like get the picture like he does, right? Or people who are of his caliber almost would. And the way that he just goes about explaining and doing things, you get a sense of confidence that kind of comes from him, but also calmness, maybe even arrogance to a certain extent, that it just, I feel like could be a really fun comedic moment just to, you know, immediately drop in and be like, oh, he failed, by the way. But at the same time, we could just be setting him up as somebody who does have this widespread view of the world and will be important going further, whether it's just this arc or future into the story. I think can be very excellent, and we get to see that as everything that he's kind of predicting or viewing and telling the other members of his group when they're like, maybe we should do this, or what about this, and he seems to have an answer for everything. And as we see by the back end, almost everything that he kind of predicted or felt seems to be coming true by the end of it. And I think that that's really interesting, just to have somebody who, we have all these other characters that are being introduced that you should be feared of, right? When we show FRIEREN at the beginning of last episode, hey, I've lost all these people, or this many people, this many times, right? And then you get introduced to somebody who's a killer, right? And you get all these other people who you should be concerned with because they're so powerful. Even starting the episode off like getting attacked by all these people, right? But then what if we introduce somebody else who's not like that? What if we introduce somebody who's slower, calmer, collected, has his thoughts together, knows exactly what he's doing, can plan these things out and predict the things that are kind of happening, right? He is somebody else who's kind of an outlier in a way from all the other characters that we've seen, almost acting in a way that I guess FRIEREN kind of does. Well, I'd assume he's a little bit more smart and able to connect with the people around him a little bit better than she is. It's like somebody else more on that level, as opposed to just let's just fight and do that, seeing kind of the beauty in the things that he's doing, and also just kind of understanding and putting himself in proper positions and setting himself up for success with trying to avoid confrontation to the most that he can, and just doing things in the most efficient manner that he can as well, which makes for a rather interesting character that we set up and will progress hopefully a little bit more going forward, and won't just take my route of killing him instantly, or not killing him but making him fail instantly. Even if he fails, I guess it doesn't really matter, but interesting enough. We go through the episode. This is fun, the little change up of Aizen being like, I'm scared, and then him being like, wait, what the fuck, you're scared? Just kind of admitting it there, which I think is great, but also just having FRIEREN go along and being able to see the different sequences of her kind of flashing around and looking for what to do. We find out that these two are able to, or this group is able to find their bird no problem, which I still don't understand how, and I'm assuming we won't get any answers to. A little montage of the others kind of going through and experiencing or understanding how difficult it's going to be for us to kind of actually capture one of these, and all the things that will work and won't work, and trying to cook up a plan. We end up finding out that this spell that FRIEREN ends up doing, where she's able to capture this, will probably work on any sort of bird, so that's how we have to do it. But the problem is, how do you get fucking close to something that moves at the speed of sound, that constantly moves whenever you get any close to it? And also it detects any sort of mana that kind of comes close, and it, you know, removes itself from those situations, and whatever, right? It makes it hard. On the outside, now knowing, you know, the full context and how this works, it makes a lot of sense, the direction that they chose to take, right? And freezing the entirety of the lake, going around, placing your mana, or like leaving a little bit of something within it, so that they kind of avoid all these different spots and all these different things of water, and kind of leaving it down to one specific spot, so that you can kind of be able to trap them when they end up having to go because they're thirsty or whatever, right? Like, it makes plenty of sense in context, but at the time I was like, dude, I think I'm fucking dumb, I'm not able to. This is a great moment to break up the tension that they were having, and being able to have a fun comedic moment of us just kind of getting on her and pulling her hair like that. We start introducing everybody. We got Land here, we got Yule here. These are the people within our group. They end up going and they're looking for water because they're going to be running out and they're going to need to do things. They start calculating a bunch, you know, can water get in? Can anything from the outside really get in from this barrier? How long this has been up? Trying out the land. What is the purpose of all of that? And we start questioning a bunch of different things, which I think is interesting. Yubel, of course, wants to just fight while the others want to play it slow and just hide in the cave. And then this is when we start getting introduced to everybody else and the other mages of the 8th party here, fighting, about to go down like crazy. But at this exact moment, of course, we have to freeze the entire lake. Nobody would be stupid enough to do that, right? Of course. I love that they're able to just do this. And then, of course, Denkin in the situation is just like, everybody's being fucking stupid, we're not doing that. And running away, which I think is really fun. Using so much mana here that you're going to have to go ahead and, you know, use up all of it, basically trying to do this, and then causing issue with the lake at that point, trying to unfreeze it. Doesn't make any sense. Denkin gives us like a big history and kind of goes through a bunch of stuff. I love this, just them showing us, hey, this is the problem with the fucking magic, like, society or whatever that they have, right? This is the problem, is they are willing to allow these people to die just for high ranking and status symbol almost of these people, and it doesn't actually display pure like ability or like excellency in like any of these things. It's just people actually get it, and just to get these certifications we're willing to kill off so many of our own kind. No wonder why like somebody like FRIEREN is so like uninterested in this sort of stuff and doesn't want to be involved, right? And even Denkin looks at it and talks about it in these sort of situations, or from his viewpoint, is because of how kind of fucked up it is, right? These are the first people we have that are dead from participating in this. We don't get to see it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's sad that we kind of use them like that, and it's like literally fucked up. I don't like it, but of course other people don't either, so it doesn't matter much. Denkin goes through, gives us his whole monologue. I think he has some really good stuff. I can't remember a lot of it off the top of my head, but when I go back, I'll definitely sink in. He's interesting enough that I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a little bit more from him. And at this moment, while he goes through and he explains, things within the world and kind of expands on that a little bit more, we end up figuring out the overall plan that he has going forward and how he plans to kind of counteract everything, which is basically just wait on everybody else. Group 2, the group that we're looking at here, is ultimately gonna end up going out of their way and doing something and capturing it, and he's pretty confident in that ability. So let's just sit around and let them do it before we make any sort of charge. FRIEREN staying absolutely calm for a fucking day at this point until one of these is ultimately able to come to her, because he suppresses her mana to a point that literally it's non-existent, and this thing is comfortable enough to get close to it, which is absolutely insane. She's able to move, which is crazy too, that she has to move and perform this at the speed of fucking light, because this thing can move as quick as it actually wants. The framing they did and the way that the character spoke too, like without actually showing us capturing it, got me so scared that she actually wasn't able to. But that was perfect, because of the exact moment this is what they want, and FRIEREN knows that that was actually the easiest part, and now the hard part begins, where everybody's going to be tracking them down and ultimately trying to take this from them, because they detect the mana. All the other groups in a fight too. Fern at this moment, using only ordinary magic, of course, by the ways that she was taught through FRIEREN, gears up to have her match up with the person that she views to be the most difficult amongst this bunch of people that are kind of after them. And it makes you rather interesting to think about, the way that also I like that the other girl was like thinking that it makes her almost feel bad, the way that she's going against this person who views everything so ordinary, the way that she's kind of just defending herself in these moments, or the way that she's like approaching this fight and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it's interesting. We get left up there. Not a whole lot I really want to go into. I just kind of want to let this play out a little bit more and progress, because what's the point of kind of theorizing on how these battles and things are going to end when they're just going to end next time anyways? Like, I don't know. I don't feel much of a point. I'm assuming we might have been set up and there's only a certain amount of birds within the area, so only a certain amount of groups are going to get through anyways. I'm assuming we have no issue with Fern and FRIEREN's group probably coming through and having no problem here. But at the same time, I've talked about it before, where there is no issue if only one of them get through, because realistically we only need one of them to end up getting this license, so it doesn't probably matter at the end of the day if that does happen. We just don't want like any actual like physical harm done to these people, but hopefully all things kind of go over well. And it's fun too to be able to see Fern kind of act on her own finally, and not have to be surrounded by FRIEREN. Our work is like in that sort of group, and she gets to work a little bit one-on-one once again, as we were able to see in the other fight, but Stark was still kind of around, so it's fun to kind of just see her alone. Also, free my boy. I have a feeling we're not going to see him for a long while. That's a bit sad for me, but it is what it is. We'll move forward. I'm excited to see kind of what they have. So I'm assuming we're going to get some fun shit going on next episode at least, whether it's the whole thing or just some of it. I'm assuming Madhouse is going to cook something up nice, because we do have multiple encounters that are kind of coming together here. So excited for that. If you liked it all, like and subscribe to me on, so feel free to check out the videos and channel. Leave me comments if this is a series. We'll be back for 20 next week. So have a good one.